Today I am in the basement and we're about to make over the ugliest room in my house. This is the last room in the house that has not been touched, and it was arguably the worst room in the house from the start. So the fact that we're doing it last is a little ironic, but we're going to make over this basement bathroom on a budget. Now, we didn't start out too strong. The shut-off valves for the water, which was necessary to remove the sink and the toilet, were frozen. So we had to call in a plumber to get all new valves put on. Once that was done, everything else was completely DIY. I just started by disassembling and demoing everything. And we have a few quirks in this room that we're working with. We have an angled toilet. The angled toilet was not my choice. I did not install it. It was that way when we moved in, and we did get a quote to have it straightened, and that was a $1,500 bill. The reason for that is that this is a basement. It is a concrete subfloor, and so they would have had to jackhammer all of the concrete out, move the plumbing down to our septic, and then replace the concrete and reinstall the toilet. So we decided we were not doing that. This mirror was left by the previous owner, and I always kind of thought it was really pretty. It's not my style, but isn't it really cute? It's kind of like folksy. I don't know if I want to get rid of it. I mean, it's not staying in here because that's just a weird spot to put a mirror behind a toilet, but it's kind of cute. It's playing with the design of doing the diamond shape or like a checkerboard shape. You don't know which one I like better. Diamond is like really trendy right now, and I almost feel like I like intentionally don't want to do it because it's trendy. It tends to be how I do things. Like if it's already trending, I'm like, ugh, I don't want to be the same as everyone else, so it makes me want to do it like this. It's kind of classic. With the design plan loosely in place, I decided just to get everything out so that I could really work with the space. It's very small, compact. It has awkward angles. It has plumbing in the walls where that little bump out is. And so a lot of my design was just working around the quirks in the room. Let's see what we got here. Intact, it's always a good start. I started the design with this really beautiful vanity. I obviously needed to replace that vanity, and this one has a ton of storage and a very fun pop of color. I don't know if you've ever done full demo before, but it was oddly satisfying. I think that I would do this over and over again, even though it was kind of taxing on the body. It was really quite satisfying. I would love to know, drop it in the comments, what has been your favorite DIY/demo project? I always love hearing other people's stories. The majority of the time, if I'm gonna demo something and it's usable, then I'll just donate it. I'll take it out in one piece and donate it, but this actually has mold growing all over the base. Now, Aaron told me that he would remove this toilet for me, but he's not here and I am. And this is when I have time, so I don't even know if I'm going to have the strength to lift this out by myself. Probably not, but I'm still going to try. This is not cat litter. It's water. When you don't need to. Hey Siri.
Uh-huh.
How heavy is a toilet?
The weight of a toilet varies depending on the design and materials used. On average, a standard two-piece toilet weighs between 80 to 100 pounds, while a one-piece toilet may weigh between 90 to 150 pounds. This answer is from toiletsman.com and storables.com.
It's a lot of pounds. with the legs. Oh my gosh, that wasn't heavy. That wasn't even heavy. Ugh. Ugh. Do you know how long it's been since I have done a DIY project that is this labor intensive? I'm feeling it. But one thing that I've really focused on since 2021, I remember the year, is changing up what I put into my body to be traceable, clean ingredients. And today I'm really thankful to Ritual for sponsoring this video. I want to show you something that I've started taking with them. I actually stumbled across Ritual because my son started doing more weightlifting and I wanted a protein powder for him that was traceable, plant-based, had amino acids in it, and I knew where the ingredients came from. And so I initially learned about Ritual through their Essential Protein 18 Plus that I got for Owen, but I also ended up looking through all of their different supplements and I started out with the Hyacera. Now, 40 is a big year to hit, and this piqued my interest because it is for skincare, but you take it and so it works from the inside out. It is just a single capsule that you take daily. It's vanilla flavored, and I already take mine today. It's clinically proven to help reduce wrinkles and fine lines and smooth your skin. And I feel like since I've started taking this only 2 weeks, it's not even that long, and I'm already so impressed because my skin is glowing from this Hyacera. Like I said, it is clinically proven. It's also vegan, gluten-free, soy-free, free of artificial colorants. And that's what was really important to me starting in 2021, was making sure I knew that my ingredients that I'm putting into my body, into my skincare, into my supplements was clean, traceable ingredients that I knew where they were coming from. And so I really love that Ritual does that and provides that promise. I also added Symbiotic Plus to my daily routine. It's a pre, pro, and postbiotic, so it's covering your gut health from all the different directions. And then I added their magnesium powder because I really love a hot cup at the end of the day. And I also know how good magnesium is for sleep, and I was needing that in my elderly years. Don't worry, I know that I'm not actually old, but this game changer for really good sleep and for muscles with this bathroom project and all of the knee down on the ground, crouching, bending over, lifting heavy things. This has helped so much with muscle relief too. So there you have it. Now I am gonna link up a discount code for you, Grace in My Space 25, to get 25% off your first order. It's linked up for you in the description. And make sure and look at their subscription-based model too, because then you just have it on hand and you don't have to worry about reordering or thinking about anything, because that's what's most important. Just one thing checked off the list. Let's get back to the bathroom. Now I put it on cardboard so that I could just slide it, because I don't want to carry it, I want to slide. My plan is working. It's such a pretty color. I decided to keep the original 70s paneling and paint it this really moody color. All right, this is when we find out if this was a big mistake to do a dark color. I knew I didn't like the white because it shows every bit of the wood grain and it makes it look really rustic, and I don't really want it to look super rustic. I want it to look a little bit more modern, so that's why I went the darker color, but we'll see. It might just make everything look like a dungeon. So there's that. Let there be light. So obviously this is not the finished look here, but I've been working in the dark for 2 days. So I'm glad I was able to get the light fixture up. I don't ever film or give advice on electrical work because I am not a licensed electrician. So if you want to know how to change out a light fixture, I'm not your gal. Now, obviously I still need to add the globes and I need to update the bulbs to the right bulbs, but it was very hard to find a light fixture that I liked that would fit with about an inch above it of clearance, and that's it, because these are such low ceilings. I mean, you can see how tall the 8-foot paneling is, and the drop ceilings are obviously, you know, almost a foot below that. So we're going real short here, and I think this one's gonna be really pretty. With the walls updated, I knew that I really needed to update these drop ceilings. They are really gross. They're really gross, they're really dirty, and they were disgusting. So they had to come out, and I cannot even believe the shift that the room took once I installed the new ceiling tiles. They were very easy to cut. I actually used scissors rather than these tin snips after a while because it was much easier to do. Just look at the difference. Once the ceiling was done, I started on the floor. The existing linoleum was in fine shape and was sticking very well to the concrete, so I just cleaned it really well. And then I used these very affordable peel and stick tiles. I was very impressed with these tiles. Once I got them installed, it looks very realistic. It's kind of hard to tell that they're peel and stick rather than porcelain. I also love that they were really easy to cut. You need no special tools, just a razor blade, and then they snap off. This was the easiest part of the project, except for going around the toilet flange and some of those weird angles with the bump out. But I did intentionally line up my pattern so that I would get full tiles all the way to the wall and then be able to use one tile cut in half for the opposite color, and that worked out really well. Then I reinstalled all the existing trim that I took off and painted. I'm really glad that I kept the trim and I numbered it so I knew what order it went in. It was just one less thing to buy, one less thing to cut since it was already cut to the lengths that I needed, and then I just caulked and the floor was done. The entire flooring process took me about 3 hours. Once the floor was done, it was time to install everything else. I did the light fixture, I had Aaron help me get the toilet back in, and we installed the vanity. And at this point, it was so fun just to see how everything was coming together. Now, I mentioned that we have this crooked toilet. It has been a hot topic in Instagram where I've shared this project in my stories because a lot of people just really can't understand why I wouldn't fix that toilet while we had everything torn up. But let me put it into perspective. The quote that we received to straighten the toilet was $1,500 to $2,500, depending on the amount of time it took them. All in, I have spent only $1,500. When you're working with a budget, that means that you make a choice. You either do one thing and straighten a toilet or you do the entire bathroom. We had all these puffy pee pads left over from when we first got Willow, and they make excellent drop cloths. Let me tell you what. I mean, plumbing, when I plumbed this, I just put it underneath there and it did catch a leak that I hadn't tightened quite enough. And they're excellent. I mean, I would definitely buy them again just for DIY. Now let's take a look at the before, just as a reminder, because I really can't believe how far this whole space came with elbow grease, major DIY, paint, updating the flooring with some budget-friendly options, redoing the ceiling, and getting a new vanity. I love how it turned out. I hope that you enjoyed seeing how this space can come together. We basically replaced the vanity, the floor, and the ceiling. And everything else was paint, cosmetic, decor, and small fixture updates. A lot of bathrooms that you see being made over end up being complete guts. Plumbing gets relocated, the walls get taken down, new tile goes up, and they're beautiful, and there's nothing wrong with doing full remodels. But there's also a little bit of that in between where it gets missed, that you can do simple replacements of a vanity or of a light fixture, or do affordable flooring, pop new ceiling tiles in. And all of these things kind of add up to create a whole new look without a full demo remodel budget. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's a really fun, moody, kind of academic look. And in a bathroom, what better place than to experiment with your style, with trying something new, with trying something moody and dark, because it's a small room. And in the long run, even if you don't like how it turned out, paint's easy to update, flooring's pretty easy to update. And so there's just less risk to take bold moves in a bathroom. I hope that you enjoyed seeing how this space came together. Let me know in the comments, what's your favorite part of this makeover? Because in my personal opinion, the thing that really did it is taking out those ceiling tiles and replacing them with something more modern, but also clean and white and pretty. And I do love that I could paint them if I wanted to match the walls someday, but right now, I think that I like the lightness. So drop it in the comments. What do you think made the biggest change in this entire room? Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this little project. Make sure and hit subscribe, and I'll see you next week.